Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the title of this video, how to be happy for someone else when you're not happy yourself. We're going to jump right into it, and first I'm going to give you an example of a situation that you might be able to understand or relate to. So for example, if you're in a friendship group of 5 girls and one of them for example comes to the friendship group and says, right guys, I've got some really great news and I'm engaged. And then your other friend is like, guys, I've got some great news, I've been promoted. And then the other one says, guys, I have some amazing news, I'm having a baby. And the other one says, guys, I have got some great news, I have just been headhunted by another company and I'm going to be changing jobs in the next 2 weeks. So all of these things are great news, but how if you're the only friend that doesn't have any good news to share, nothing particularly great is happening to you, how can you be happy for someone else when you're not happy yourself? So here are my top tips, 10 top tips on how you could be happy for someone else when you're not happy yourself. So number 1 is admit that you're not happy. And it sounds so like basic to say, oh okay, I'm not happy, but I think one of the things that happens in friendship circles, especially female friendship circles, is you'll get like one of the friends just making like a very like snidey remark, or you'll get like a bit of shade and you're just thinking like, wow, where did that come from? But it usually comes from a place of just not being happy within yourself. Second one is be grateful. So it sounds like so basic again to say, oh, be grateful, but and you can't just be grateful. Something that makes me feel grateful is when I look at old movies or race pictures. So it does show like where we were as a race before and how far we've come and what opportunities we have now. That always makes me feel very grateful. It's whatever works for you, you know, get back into the zone of being more grateful for what you do have. Number three is stop comparing yourself to other people. So this is like an everyday thing, and actually it's been encouraged since you were in school. You know, oh Rebecca, you haven't managed to finish it, but Sarah has managed to finish it. And that's the kind of, you know, mentality that and behaviour that we don't want to encourage. So, you know, comparing yourself to other people, oh, I'm not as good looking as her, oh, I'm not as thin as her, oh, I'm not as intelligent as her, oh, I didn't get the same opportunities as her, it's not fair. Like, there's no point in comparing yourself to other people. So number 4 would be your mindset. You know, invest in your mindset and just basically understand or look into a little bit more about the laws of attraction. Again, a lot of people think it's kind of like nonsense and they're like, oh, I don't really know about this, but if you've ever read the book The Secret, you'll know that very briefly the book kind of explains about how if you think negatively and you talk about negative things and you put things out into the universe that are negative, that's what you get back. So if you keep thinking all the time that, oh, well, you know, the only reason why my friend got promoted is because she probably blah blah blah, if you think like that, then it's just gonna come back towards you. That's what you're gonna gravitate towards. Whatever energy you're putting out into the universe is what you tend to get back. So if you're a negative, horrible, spiteful person, you tend to get that back towards you. Number 5 would be set goals for yourself and work on yourself. So, you know, a lot of the times when people realise that other people around them are really successful, and they start to think like, oh, it's not fair, you know, nothing's happening to me. But you have to actually set goals for yourself and work towards them, otherwise, you know, things aren't going to happen for you. So setting goals for yourself and working towards a goal in particular is really great, because this will allow you to basically have some focus, and instead of focusing on what somebody else is achieving, you'll be focusing on what you're achieving. And then the next time when one of your friends says, oh, something really great's happened, I've got some great news, you'll be like, oh, okay, that's great, and you'll be like, okay, I also have some great news. Number 6 would be don't see yourself as a failure. And I think a lot of people, they see themselves as failures. So once somebody else says, oh, I've been promoted, and they've been promoted at, for example, 24 and you're 28, you're thinking like, oh my god, I must be an idiot then, because this person's only 24 and she's already been promoted to this job and she's earning way much more money than I am. And you know, that's just not true. Like, that's just not a good way to think. Don't think like that, because that stuff will only cause you stress, anxiety, depression, and make you feel that you're less than. The understanding actually is, most people think that failing is a bad thing and that makes you bad person and that you're just rubbish and you're stupid. But actually failing is a good thing, because once you fail, you can actually use that opportunity to make it a learning experience and learn from that, and then do better the next time. For some people, it takes them a long time to learn something, get the grasp of it, and then be really good at it. Other people, it takes a quicker time, and that is just how it is, unfortunately. But sometimes actually the people who try the most at something and practice more at it, they become much better than the person who is naturally good at it. Number 7 would be perfection. So understand that there's no such thing as perfection at all. That doesn't exist. People say a lot, like, that's perfect, oh my god, perfect, oh perfect, and it's just like, you know, there actually is no such thing as perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. So I would say straight away from today, stop trying to be perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. You can be really organized, you can be really neat, you can improve your skills, but by all means, there's no such thing as perfect. 8 would be stop seeking validation in others. So a lot of people, the way that they see, the way that they understand to be validated as a person, or for you to be accepted as part of a group, is that you have to seek that from other people. So it has to be that when you're, so for some people, seeking validation is like they constantly are looking at someone else to say that they're a good person, to say that they're really good at something, to say that just, you don't need to, nobody needs to validate what you're doing. Obviously when you're in a job and you're working for someone else's company, by all means they are gonna expect something from you, and you do have to fit a certain standard. But in terms of like your personal life and things that are going on with you, you don't need to have that validation from somebody else. You should know in yourself that you're good at it. You should understand yourself that this is what's going on. But by all means, there is no need to constantly find that validation from other people. Oh, you are pretty, oh, you are intelligent. You should know that for yourself. You shouldn't be looking for anyone else to tell you that. Number 9, this one seems like a really obvious one as well, but number 9 is to basically set your emotions aside and just be happy for that person. You know, you got to understand that people's lives are always going to be up and down. There are good and bad in every situation. So if someone's having a really good period of time in life, just, you know, set your own personal emotions aside, your own personal situation aside, mentally in your head. And at that time when your friend says, I'm engaged, you just need to be like, oh my god, yay, you know, even if you just don't really feel that happy about yourself, or you're thinking about yourself, and even if you feel like, if you can't display it, if you feel like you're just going to struggle to do that, it is usually better to just be more open and in the situation and just say. Because if you be shady, like if you try to pretend to be happy for someone, it usually comes out shady. You'd be like, oh, to who? Oh, that guy. Oh, that is shade. That is shade. Like, we don't want to be doing any of that. Or your reaction might be like, you know, wow. And you know, the reactions can be, honestly, I've seen some reactions in my time, and like, they are the funniest. But for definite, like, you want to just have a genuine response. Basically, set your emotions aside, be more aware of your emotions. Like, if you know as well that there's something going on in your life and it's not really great and you're not really in the right place to say it, if you need to excuse yourself, then, you know, excuse yourself, honey. And 10, and this seems like something that would be out of a cheesy book somewhere, like, but number 10 would be do things that make you happy. So one of the things that I like to do, for example, is I have been working in retail for years now, and I bloody hate working in retail, but I mean, I don't always hate it and I don't always like it, but I don't necessarily want to be in retail forever, obviously, because I just don't. Do you know what I mean? It's not ideal. I'm working for a great company at the moment for definite, and I really enjoy it, but by all means it's not my life goal, and I definitely don't want to be there forever. But something I like to do is do something that I want to do before I go to work. So I like to get up earlier and stuff and do something for myself that really makes me happy, so that when I don't feel resentful or angry that when I'm at my job that I'm constantly just doing things for someone else, and I don't ever get any time for myself to do what I want to do. So I think that's what people all the time, they always say, I never get any time for myself, I never get anything, I never get any time to do what I want to do, I don't want to, and it just becomes a constant battle. So if you can just do some things that make you happy on a regular basis, and it doesn't have to be anything expensive, it doesn't have to be I want to go to a festival or concert or go on holiday all the time. It can be small things, so whatever makes you happy. If it's, you know, if you like to watch Netflix and get yourself a little dessert or something, you want to sit there and just have a good time. If you want to relax, you take time to relax, you want to go to the spa every 3 months with your girls, whatever it is that you like to do, just schedule that in. It doesn't have to be anything expensive, it doesn't have to be anything that takes up too much time, it just has to be little things. So little things that I like to do before work is, you know, I like to meditate, I like to read a book that I like to read, or watch YouTube videos that I really like, or plan something. Sometimes I like to just do my makeup, just take extra time and just practice makeup skills, and, you know, really just glam myself up, do some skincare. There's so many things that you can do to just make yourself happy, often and frequently, which tends to make you a happier person in general. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel so that you can see more content on mental strength, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much, guys.